Life is truly but a fleeting moment. Make the conscious choice to live it with purpose, a positive attitude and strong determination, beginning right now.
Without further delay or making excuses, every conscious deep breath you take regenerates you and connects you with your inner self. Every firm and well-considered action brings you closer to your true authenticity. Embrace the necessary change you need to truly enjoy each and every day intensely.
Make the choice to be your best version of yourself.
Hello my dear friends, both male and female. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you to this third episode of Your Best Version. The greatest triumph does not consist of never falling down, but rather in the ability to rise up each and every single time that you fall. This is how Nelson Mandela used to tell us, that life is not measured by how many times we avoid failure,
but by how many times we manage to get back on our feet after it.
Perseverance is not some extraordinary quality, it's an ordinary decision that we make time and time again. We continue your best version with a story that will remind you of the power of never giving up.
A story that is inspiring.
In 1978, a 15-year-old teenager named Michael Jordan nervously arrived at the tryouts for his high school basketball team, Emsley A. Laney. I had been training the entire summer. He had imagined his name on the team selection list. I was sure that I was going to get it. When the list was finally published, however, his name was not there. They had decided to reject him. They told him he was not good enough, that he wasn't tall enough, he truly believed. That they ended up choosing their friend Leroy Smith instead of him. On that memorable day, Michael Jordan actually broke down and cried. He arrived back at his house, feeling absolutely shattered and heartbroken. But that night, he made a decision that would change not only his own life, but the entire history of the sport. He made the decision that this rejection would not be what defined his destiny, but instead would serve to fuel his determination. Every single morning, before the sun had even begun to rise, Jordan was always out on the court, practicing. While his companions were resting, he would always continue his rigorous training. When others went home, he stayed behind, perfecting his shooting. He converted his deep pain into powerful fuel, and his rejection into strong motivation. Many years later, when he was already widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, someone asked him a question regarding that specific moment. Jordan offered his reply. Listen, Melon, I said that they taught me something absolutely fundamental. Talent can open doors for you, but only perseverance will keep you in the room. I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 matches now. 26 times I was entrusted with the game-winning shot, and I failed. I have failed over and over again in my life. And that is the reason why I have been successful. My dear listener, perhaps at this very moment, you are facing your own personal rejection, your very own obstacle that seems completely impossible to overcome. Always remember this. The point is not to avoid falling, it's about rising up one more time than all the times you stumble.
We'd like to welcome you to our podcast.
Welcome back everyone to another episode of Your Best Self. I'm Fernando and today we're going to talk about something truly crucial. What to do when the path ahead becomes really difficult. 2 weeks ago, we had a discussion regarding the discovery of your true authenticity, and then last week we focused on taking that very first step. But here's the uncomfortable truth that no one ever tells you at the very beginning. Starting is truly exciting, but it's the act of continuing that truly tests your commitment. As a public school principal myself, I have witnessed brilliant students embark on projects with overwhelming enthusiasm, only to abandon them completely when the very first real difficulty appears. And I get it, because I have also been there. I have embarked on projects with all the motivation in the world, only to find myself 3 months later, asking myself,
is this truly worth all the effort involved?
My children have taught me a truly beautiful lesson about perseverance. When my oldest was learning to ride his scooter, he fell down so many times that I honestly lost count. Every single fall was truly painful for him, and each little scrape would make him cry. But something inside him refused to give up. It wasn't because he possessed some kind of iron discipline or a truly superhuman willpower. It was simply that his deep desire to ride that scooter was much, much greater than his fear of falling down again. That is what perseverance truly means. When your reason for doing something is stronger than you.
What is the difficulty?
The most fundamental question.
I want to share with you the three fundamental pillars that uphold true perseverance. The first pillar is having a clear purpose. Perseverance without a clear purpose is simply stubbornness. You need to constantly remember why you started.
Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and a medical doctor specializing in psychiatry, wrote, "He who has a strong reason for living can endure almost any difficulty." Very interesting.
And when the path becomes difficult, don't ask yourself, can I do this? Instead, ask yourself, why am I doing this? If your answer resonates from the very depths of your being, you will find the strength within yourself to continue. Let's move on to the second pillar. It's all about strategic passions. We're living in a culture that constantly expects instant results. Wouldn't you agree? But things that are truly valuable really take time. The Stoics understood this absolutely perfectly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Patience is the constant companion of wisdom." It's not a question of simply waiting passively, but rather of working consistently while you trust in the process. As a teacher, I'm always planting seeds every day. I don't see the results immediately. Sometimes I don't see them for years. But I know that every single lesson, every conversation, every moment of guidance is steadily building something significant. Nature is never in a hurry, and yet everything is always accomplished. The third pillar is what we refer to as emotional resilience. Perseverance does not mean that you will never feel pain, frustration, or doubt. It means to feel all of that and still keep moving forward anyway. Epictetus taught us it is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. The obstacle is not the problem. Our reading of the obstacle is the problem. As Ryan Holiday wisely states in his acclaimed book, "The Obstacle is the Way," each and every barrier we encounter is an opportunity to practice a virtue.
Mindfulness to reconnect with yourself.
We are going to do an exercise to reconnect with your inner strength. Find yourself a comfortable and relaxed position and then just breathe along with me. Could you please close your eyes if you're able? Let's connect with moments in your life where you've already shown perseverance. Which is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this very episode. So, are you ready? Go ahead, close your eyes if you can.
And we are starting.
Take a deep breath and remember a difficult moment that you have already overcome. Exhale and allow yourself to fully acknowledge the incredible inner strength you displayed at that time. Take another deep breath in and then clearly visualize the specific challenge that you are currently facing. Exhale and acknowledge that the very same strength continues to reside deep within you. Inhale deeply and feel gratitude for every step that you have taken up to this point. Exhale and release the need for this to be an effortlessly simple step. Now, in this space of your inner strength, I invite you to consider these questions. What have I overcome in the past that I truly believed I couldn't possibly achieve? What is my intuition telling me about moving forward? My intuition says to keep going. You need to come up with perfect answers. Only connect with your authentic truth. I need you to take a deep breath, a very deep breath, and then you can come back to us when you are completely ready.
The very heart of the message itself.
Here's the thing about changing your perspective on perseverance. Perseverance doesn't mean being rigid. It means being flexible in your approach, yet unwavering in your commitment. The strongest trees in the world are bamboos, not because they are stiff, but because they bend with the wind without breaking.
That's what intelligent perseverance is.
Allow me to present to you a concept that I call the flexible commitment. It has three important elements that we should consider. First, an unwavering, non-negotiable commitment to your vision. Your true north, your guiding star, never changes. The authentic person that you discovered in episode number 1, the step that you decided to take in episode number 2.
That's your anchor.
When everything around you trembles, your vision remains unwavering.
The second one?
Total flexibility in your overall strategy. The journey that leads to your ultimate goal will present obstacles, some of which you might anticipate, while others will certainly be quite surprising. Wisdom is in adjusting your routes and changing your destiny. As Bruce Lee famously said, "Be water, my friend. Be water, my friend."
The water does not fight against the rock.
It flows around her.
The third point?
Celebration of imperfect progress. Perfection is the enemy of all progress. If you expect to move forward without any stumbling blocks, you will never truly advance. Every single day you don't give up is a victory. Every small step you take truly counts. Every lesson learned from failure becomes a valuable asset for your future. The Stoics practiced something they called amor fati, which means love of one's destiny. It's not just about accepting what occurs, but actually embracing it, because every single challenge contains a valuable lesson. You need to become the person you are truly meant to be. It is a real opportunity. As an educator, I have come to understand that the most successful students are not always the brightest. They are the most persistent, the ones who transform every single error into a valuable learning experience, who see every no as simply a not yet. And here is the truly powerful insight. Perseverance can be actively trained. It's just like a muscle. Each time you persevere in a small endeavor, you strengthen your ability to persevere in something much larger. Every time you get back up after a small fall, you are training your mind to recover from much bigger falls. The Talmud states, "It is not within your power to bring the entire task to completion, yet you are not at liberty to abandon it." Your responsibility isn't to reach your destination today. Your responsibility is to keep on walking today.
The exercise that we are doing this week.
So my friends, this week we are going to build up your perseverance muscle with the Resilience Journal. Every night for the next 3 weeks, you are going to write down these 3 things.
First of all, my obstacle for today. I'd like you to identify a specific challenge that you've had to face. It could be something quite significant, or perhaps just a minor one.
Just tell me what it is you're referring to. Second, how I managed to successfully deal with the situation. It doesn't matter if you managed to solve it perfectly or not. What did you end up doing?
How did you respond to it?
Be honest with yourself, truly honest, and don't judge yourself.
Third, my learning. What did this obstacle teach you about yourself?
What strength did you discover in yourself? What would you do differently the next time around? And there's one more thing I want to tell you. Every single morning, before you begin your day, you should read the entry from the night before. This will remind you that you persevered yesterday and you can do it again today. By the end of the week, you'll have a powerful record of your own resilience. You'll have tangible evidence that, my friend, you are stronger than you think.
Recommendations for the human soul.
Into a company this week focused on building resilience, I would like to share with you 2 recommendations that perfectly encapsulate the spirit of perseverance. The song of the week is Resistere by Duo Dinamico. This timeless anthem is a powerful reminder that within you lies a strength that can overcome any storm. Each verse is an affirmation of our capacity to keep going when all seems lost. Listen to it whenever you need a powerful reminder of your own inner strength. And if you want to watch a movie that truly personifies perseverance in its purest form, I highly recommend Coach Carter, starring Samuel L. Jackson. It's the inspiring true story of a dedicated basketball coach who absolutely refuses to give up on his students, even when everyone else has already finished doing it. It shows us that true perseverance is not only about not giving up on our dreams, but also about not giving up on the people we love, and certainly not on ourselves.
Concluding remarks and a farewell.
Well, a huge thank you for your trust and for joining me for this 3rd episode of Your Best Version. If there's one thing I want you to take from this week, it's this. Perseverance is not a gift you're born with. It's a choice you make every single day.
It's not a matter of being extraordinarily strong.
It's about being consistently persistent in your everyday life. There will be days when you desperately want to give up, and those are the most crucial days of all, because it's in those very moments that your commitment to your true self is truly put to the test. And every single time you choose to continue, despite the pain, you become a little bit stronger.
Becoming a little bit wiser, becoming a little bit more yourself. Because your perseverance is your truest proof of self-love. It's your way of telling the universe, I am worth all of this effort.
Keep moving forward, my friends. The journey is truly worth it. We'll talk again next week.